the second biggest mistake I see investors make is doing absolutely anything they can to avoid taxation. And one of the main things in the tax-free savings account is the fact that U.S. dividend stocks are subject to withholding tax, a 15% withholding tax on the dividends. So this more so comes into play for those who don't have RSPs, or it might not be tax beneficial to own RSPs where you can tax shelter those U.S. dividend stocks. But I also see a lot of people hyper concentrate their TFSAs in a particular country, that being Canada, just because they want to avoid that withholding tax, even if they do have RSPs and own U.S. dividend stocks in there. I will tell you right now, I own a lot of U.S. dividend paying stocks in my RSP, and I own them also in my TFSA. It is really not that big of a deal. What is a big deal is heavily concentrating your TFSA in Canadian dividend paying stocks because you don't want to pay that 15% withholding tax. You either buy a broad-based TSX ETF, or you are buying a lot of blue chip Canadian companies, or even Canadian companies that don't really pay dividends. But there aren't really a lot of large cap companies in Canada that don't pay dividends. It's kind of the way our economy is structured relative to the United States, which has a ton of large and mega cap companies that pay rock solid dividends and still grow at a double digit pace. But what people will do is they don't want to pay that, 15 cents on every $1 in dividend you earn. So they just will structure their TFSAs to be 100% Canadian equity in order to avoid this tax.